Alright, welcome back to the Foundation. This is Swaytoven, and let's learn something new together. The opposite of using halftime, the plugin that all the YouTube producers tell you to use, is an arpeggiator. Did you know that? Now let's listen to this chord without any arpeggiation. Sounds kind of boring, but here you go. Alright, now let's add some arpeggiation. I know one thing's for certain. When I see an arpeggiator in a VST, especially free VST, such as this one, Odin 2, I become a little intimidated. All the buttons, all the numbers, all the controls basically. Like what are you supposed to do? How does this work? I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people will make a chord in their piano roll, highlight it, press Control A, and you made an arpeggiator. And you probably don't even know like how to change that. You don't know like the max that it can go to, and that's totally fine. Here's also the thing. You know why you use halftime? You use halftime is because you have a fast melody, and you use it to halftime to slow that fast melody down. So it's just like you have to. This is literally the exact opposite, like I said in the beginning. So in terms of like maybe how long these notes last for, let's look at the gate. Okay, the gate right now is 175, meaning the notes last a little longer. But if we were to close the gate a little bit to 40%, the notes last a shorter amount of time. Let's go back to the pulse 50 noise so we can just hear it more prominent. I'm using a chiptune oscillator, so there you go. If we go back up to 175, we hear that they blend a lot more. All right. Now, one thing that I'm still stumped on, but not really, is the steps. Now, without all these notes, it would have been easier for me to actually explain it. But I would say every 4 steps, it repeats the pattern that you put into the arpeggiator. All right. The thing is like you like here's one pattern right here, one pattern right here, one pattern right here, one pattern right here. Every 4. Okay, like every 4 of these like steps is like let's get. In fact, let's take a look at your piano roll. In between 1 and 2, what do we have? We have 4 of these blocks. Now, I have like I'm on like 1/4 step, so it's just like it's gonna be simple for me to like zoom in, and then in between each of those blocks, well, there's 4 more of those blocks, and if we were to zoom in even further, like you get more blocks, more blocks. The maths, it all adds up. All right, and that note is gonna become arpeggiated, if I'm not mistaken, like while it's playing in each of those blocks. All right, the thing is that if you have these notes stacked, then the note that's stacked is going to become arpeggiated from the next note, this, that, and a third. That's going to be harder for me to explain because I'm just visualizing it now as I'm trying to explain it, but I think that's correct. Now, you have the distance of as you're going down or up. You have like a random crawl down, crawl up. There's different ways. I'd imagine if you get more expensive, so like here, I know one thing's for certain. Arturia Labs, they have a arpeggiator, like just a plugin straight up itself. So it's like I'm pretty sure you can do a lot more things when it comes to this. I mean, there's so many. Like if you could just visualize the chip tune, that might be easier. But maybe one day they'll come out with a VST that they're not going to charge you like a lot of money just to visualize that stuff. Now the octave, we can just turn the octaves up to 3 right now. We can hear the difference. I kind of like that. Kind of, not really. It's all right. Now, the 1/16th, the 132 is pretty much what I was telling you about. Like, it's almost similar to how fast the notes are going to play. How many notes are going to play, pretty much in a way. So, like, if I were to kick it up to 132, I believe that should be super fast. It is playing very fast we go to 116, that's what it was before. Going down to 1/4 now. You have to understand. So think about this: 1/4 and 4 steps. Okay. Did you kind of notice how it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it started back at the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. All right. So I'd imagine if we were to kick this up to so I already know if we took it down to 2 steps, it would only play 2 noises before it got to 2, if I'm not mistaken. Let's try. I was mistaken. I was mistaken because the notes are being held out. But see, this is when I do like a little bit of learning. This is when I do a little bit of tinkering, because I don't necessarily want to be wrong. I believe what it is that each of these notes gets 2 of its arpeggiations played out. But I like, that makes sense, but I could be incorrect. I don't want to keep giving wrong information, but if we went up to 16, let's see what right. So changing the 16 steps doesn't really do anything. It just how long it's gonna play out. Let's turn this down to, let's say like 8/1. This is gonna be real slow, I believe. It's gonna play on 5. It's played the whole way. It's interesting. But yeah, we're just playing with the arpeggiator. Hopefully you guys enjoyed a little bit of something, learned a little bit of something. Don't be intimidated by the arpeggiator. If you really want to master the melody, this is how. It's not make a melody and break the melody down. You can make something and build it up.